Alright YouTube, what's up? Welcome back to the Fackerton YouTube channel. So today what I have is a very easy install, or at least it should be. It's going to be a new shifter. Check this out. This is a DSG LED shift knob for Volkswagens, BMWs, you know, German cars alike. So it comes with a harness. As you see here, I watched an install video on it, hoping to kind of get an understanding of how to do it. But there really wasn't a lot of words in there, and this is obviously not in English, so I'm just hoping for the best. Might have to unplug a few things and re-plug them in, but we're gonna see how it goes. So basically, the one and hopefully only tool you'll need for this is a pry tool to get at this little cover here and remove that. But with that, we'll get the video started, and hopefully I will show you successfully on how to install one of these. Alright YouTube, so as you've seen, I got that shifter knob off. Basically you move this little notch around right here. I don't know if you can see it, but you move that around right there, and then you want the shifter in a neutral position, and then you just simply like pull up on it and it comes right off. So the next piece of it would be, I don't know if you can see them, but this little notch right here, you want to take your screwdriver, and I'm thinking just work your way around it and pry up on it. It seems to be a little squished in there, so I'm not quite sure how to get it off there. But these are the only two notches that I see, so what we're going to try to do is pry up a little bit. It seems to be wanting to come along on that side a little, so. Alright YouTube, so what I had to do in order to get this out was obviously I had to break some of the pins on it, whatever you want to call them, in order to get this off to be able to get the shifter out of here. So basically now what I've done is I've put the shifter in there, fed the harness through, and then now what you want to do is you want to try and get all these little pins right here through the boot. That way, you know, it goes on there and it looks right and it fits up and everything. So that's what we're going to be working on now. Alright, so what I just discovered through watching the install video is you're going to have to cut your stock boot just a smidge. So I'm guessing we'll try that for now, because you don't want to cut too much at one time and then be in a uh-oh situation, you know. So just do a little bit at a time, try and get it to, because what you want to do is you want to get this, let's see if I can get that out here. You want to try and get all that through there, you know, or as much as you can, which, okay, that actually fits up in there like so. So you just make sure this piece right here is all the way clipped into the bottom of the shifter there, and that basically just holds everything together, I'll imagine. So now with the wire and everything else, you want to put as much as you can, I'm guessing through here, right, to make it all look legit. Alright, so I don't think the whole thing's gonna go through there. Now, what I will say is, I'll tell you a few things, okay? So, this right here, I had to take a pry tool. I recommend using, you know, one of those plastic pry tools for body trims and everything. You can find them at O'Reilly's or AutoZone, pretty much anywhere automotive stuff is sold. But what I had to do in my case is I had to pry this off, okay, which wasn't very hard because it's glued on there. All right, and then there's going to be a little LED panel, if you will, which is what lights this up. All right, so you're going to have to take a little screwdriver, and once you're in there, you're going to have to pry that out. All right, and then down inside, you're going to have a little yellow tab sticking up, and you'll have a little metal rod, if you will. All right, so what you got to do is you got to push that rod in, which in turn will make this do that. You know what I mean? It'll make it to where you can activate the lever to put it in park and neutral and such. So there will be a little, like I said, a little yellow tab or whatever, and there's a little rod. All right, so you got to work with those two. And then what happens when you do that is you'll put the rod in, all right, and then you'll try and put the shifter down and then let that rod go through that little tab, because that little tab that comes up from the gear shifter is how you're able to select your gears. Without that being connected, you won't be able to go into any of your gears, which we know is not good. You'll be able to go into neutral and drive, but that's it. Other than that, you're pretty much screwed. So, you know, like I said, depending on what model you have or whatever, there's going to be a little black piece in here that originally fits over this one, right? And it holds the boot on, which I had to do a little customizing with the boot. Doesn't really look that bad from my standpoint of view. But, you know, I had to put a zip tie under here to kind of hold it on. And if you're wondering about what pieces I'm talking about, this little piece came on the DSG shifter, all right? So depending on what model of vehicle you have, you might be able to keep this piece and use it, all right? I wasn't able to use it because it didn't actually fit in with my Tiguan. And what I mean by that is the leather boot wouldn't look right with this on it. Like, it wouldn't stretch around this piece right here, you know, so I had to take this off and then tuck it down in the underside of the shifter in order to get it to stay, and I'll explain more on that in a minute. This right here, on my stock shifter, would have held the boot on and did all that kind of jive, but it wouldn't fit on the DSG shifter knob that I just got. So it was different, you know, because this notch right here, this notch, if I can show you guys, I'm trying to do this all single-handedly, so please bear with me. All right, but you see this right here, how it's got that notch in it? And then you see this right here? Well, this is supposed to go over the shifter like so. See that? How it's fitting on there? Well, that's how it's supposed to click on there, right? And when this shifter was on here, this little leather, or this little boot right here, this plastic piece held this on, so that way it looked stock. Which, you know, obviously did a pretty good job, but like I said, when you're customizing things, you'll run into the problem where certain things won't fit, and then you have to improvise, customize, you know. And like I said, this little piece came on this shifter here, and you see this big notch right here. This was for the wire that goes up to here to power that. So this wouldn't work on here to make this, you know, fit on there, the leather boot, because of the fact that this piece, the black piece right here, should your car already have a DSG shifter or whatnot, or maybe if you just got the piece, I didn't do that because it didn't come with it. I didn't even know that it wasn't gonna, you know, have all the parts that I needed. But this piece right here on the DSG shifter that you would need, or that would fit with the boot and everything, had the little notch like this piece right here. It had the notch, right? So it was made to go with that shifter. But like I said, since this is a custom job, you had to improvise. So I minus the black piece, the retainer piece right here. I minus that. I minus this. And basically underneath here, right in here, what I did was that shifter has a little lip, right? You see this lip right here, guys? This one? That little lip right there, what it did was it went down into the shifter, right? And that kind of held the wire in place, and you know, that's basically what it was. It was like a wire retainer. Basically, you kind of don't need it on the 2019 Tiguan. And guys, I'm sorry, like this video isn't action-packed and everything. It's more of an explanation. And, you know, I really apologize for that, but, you know, the install was kind of challenging, and I forgot to film, you know, a bunch, which is why I'm explaining it now. But yeah, what I did was, in that little lip that's inside the DSG shifter, was I took a screwdriver and I poked it down in there really good. And I found that didn't really work. So then what I did was, you know, you put the shifter through the boot, right? And then you got this little plastic piece right here that sticks up through the boot. So then what I did was I took a zip tie and I zip tied it really good to the boot so it doesn't move. You know, it's not going anywhere, it's fine, as you see, right? Looks good. So what I did was I did that, and then it made it stay. And then, you know, you have to clip the end of the zip tie off really good, otherwise it pokes out. Don't ask why I know that, but I do. And then as far as down here, you're gonna have to do a little bit of wire tucking. There's gonna be like two big blocks, if you will. They're gonna have to go on this side right here, all right? And then you're gonna have a little wire that you're gonna tuck in here, and then a small little plastic piece that you'll put in there. So it takes a little bit of finagling, but it works. You know, it obviously, you see everything, you know, lights up as it should. You know, I showed you that it all corresponds together. It's not all wacky and everything like that. So with that being said, that's my new shift knob. I hope you guys like it. I know I do. It looks really good in here, I think. You know, if you just look at it from that point of view right there, I think it looks fantastic. And definitely when it's lit up like so, you know, it looks really good in there, I think. So I am more than happy with it. And as you see, it corresponds with your lights and everything. You know, it does what it's supposed to do. It doesn't mess with anything down here. In case you guys are worried about that, everything still works. So, you know, very happy with it. I like it. I think it works really good, you know, for me. But that'll be the end of today's video, guys. I hope that you really, you know, enjoyed it. Like I said, I wish I would have done a little bit better on the installations of it. But because I didn't. Like I said, I have a couple videos in which I will post in my description down below. That way you guys can see how to fix certain problems that may arise, like the little rod thing that goes through the plastic. You'll be able to see that. And then also kind of, you know, how everything gets plugged in, you'll be able to see that. It's, once you get it, it's really self-explanatory. It's not that bad. But yeah, that'll be it for today's video. I do have more stuff coming. Like I said, I'll be more than likely doing some shop projects. You know, I'll have a little bit of projects coming for the Tiguan here and there, but you know, right now I'm going to dive into my shop, because with me doing that, I'm going to be able to bring better content to you guys, because I got some pretty big things planned for the Tiguan all the way around as far as paint goes. You know, there's going to be some more body parts getting added, swapped out, different lighting and everything like that. I'm just going to keep modding this thing until I can't find anything to mod on anymore. But I'm really glad you guys have been supporting my channel so far. Thank you very much. And as always, follow me on Instagram, and you'll find all my latest projects and updates on there before they make their way to YouTube. And I appreciate you guys watching. And until next time, I will see you then. Peace out, YouTube.